Hey guys, RPM here. Hope y'all doing well and having a really great day. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Goldshell HS Lite. This is a Handshake and also a Siacoin ASIC miner. It doesn't mine both coins at the same time, it's just you mine either or. And so we're going to test that out in today's video here and also look at the power consumption that this thing will do specifically. I do have a metered power distribution unit here, so we will plug it in directly into there. And I also just got in a C14 to C19 cable, as that is what is required of this thing. Goldshell did send the original power cable, the C19, and then this is, I believe, a UK or EU plug. And so I don't have this plug, but thank you to Infinite Cables for literally next day shipping. They shipped this power cable out to me, and so that's perfect. We'll be able to power this on. So going through the specs here, guys, this thing apparently mines Handshake at 1,360 gigahash at about 1250 watts. And then Siacoin, apparently this mines at about 2900 gigahash at about 700 watts. In my head right now, I'm thinking that this is probably the most efficient ASIC miner for those two algorithms. I do want to do a comparison later on in this video, comparing the numbers against other ASIC miners out there that mine Handshake and Siacoin. Goldshell advertises this as a quiet, at-home ASIC miner. And I guess the reasoning for that is because these fans on this Goldshell HS Lite is, I can tell that these fans are not your typical, Antminer S19J Delta fans. Look at that, right? The Delta fans are much louder. As you guys know, I did test this S19J before, and the decibel rating is about 80 decibels. And so Goldshell advertises this as less than 50 decibels. So that is definitely much quieter than a typical S19J. And in case some people want to know the size difference between an S19J Pro, look at that. It's the same height, but the depth is much shorter for the Goldshell HS Lite, for those that were wondering. So this thing is a little bit smaller in that aspect, but it's the same size in terms of the height. And the weight, for some people wondering, this is 8.1 kilograms. And it's decently heavy, but of course not as light as these Goldshell Mini Doge or Mini STC or the Mini Siacoin miner that you guys saw me recently review as well, which I will compare the hash per watt metric versus this new Goldshell HS Lite. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this plugged in to the power. So I'm going to take the C14 to C19 power cable from infinitecables.com, and we're going to plug that into here, and that is, wow, that is hard to put in, but let's now plug the other end into my PDU. That's going to go over here. Now we need to plug in the network cable. Okay, and now we're going to hit the power button, and there we go. And it is very quiet. It is definitely not loud at all. I barely heard this thing turn on. Actually, one thing funny, this thing has an IP report button. Very similar with the S19J, it has an IP report button as well. Okay, I hear the fans ramping up now. Can you guys hear that? They're kinda ramping up. Alright, so I need to, I guess, do essentially the advanced IP scanner, get the IP address, and we're going to log in, and I'm going to set my stuff, so I'll show you guys that right now. Okay, I am in the web GUI. I logged into the IP that I got from Advanced IP Scanner, and this is the info that we see, and I already unlocked it, logged in as admin. The default password is 123456789, and it actually says that when you go into the password area. When you click on it, then it'll say 1, 2, that's the, yeah, you know what, we're gonna change that later, obviously, and if you guys do get this, or any Goldshell is all like that. So unlock. Alright, now we're gonna go to miner, and alright, so there is no pool setting here. There's the MAC address and algorithm settings. Okay, so this is one thing I saw that you can either choose the HNS for Handshake, the Blake 2B or SHA 3, or the Blake 2B for Siacoin. So we're going to try HNS first, and I'm just going to see I guess we have to hit apply here, and then we also have to add my pool, which I'm going to do that on poolin.com, and I already have my info here. I have to copy this. I already created my account, so I'm just going to copy all that and put it in. Let's do that right now. Okay, my pool settings are in, and now we're going to go to home, and this should start mining. Oh, it's mining right away. It says average almost 1400 gigahash. Obviously that would be, we have to let this mine for 24 hours to get a good average. And yeah, okay, so now let's see what the power is at the wall for this guy. And there's actually, I can feel a lot of heat coming out of here. So let's look at the volt amp meter here. We are at 5.24 amps. So if we did 5.25 times 230, that's going to be 1,213 watts. And a little bit shortly after, when I put it in the calculator, it's actually 231.1 volt and then 5.25 amps. So that's the number there, guys. That's how much watts that this is taking. I'm sure everyone else's, they're not all the same, made the same, and depending on the power situation, it may be a little different. Now, one thing I wanted to quickly note on the power supply here, it says it can be run input 110 to 240 volt. So we can probably plug this into a regular home outlet in the wall, right? Just a regular, not in, typical 240 volt 30 amp, which I'm using here. So that means any home miner, as this thing is quiet and it is pumping out a decent amount of heat, that this can be run in your living room or something like that. And it has Wi-Fi as well, right? So you don't need to plug in a wired cable. You can connect it to the Wi-Fi. So that's actually pretty cool. This is essentially a miner that you can put anywhere in your house. You just need to plug in the power cable, though you will need a converter, C19 to, I think, the NEMA plug. I'll show a screenshot here of the plug. You can buy that on infinitecables.com. Okay, and the miner is showing up on Poolin. It's connecting here, so that's all well and good. I will have another video talking about exactly how much, I guess, Handshake and also Siacoin. I'll do a 24-hour profitability video for this guy specifically, but if we put the, I guess, advertised hash rate and power into what to mine here for Handshake, this thing is supposed to make roughly, as of right now, as of recording this video, $2.43 a day after electric. If you had free power, it'd be $5.43, and if you care about the yield, it will be 31.5 Handshake a day, or 947 a month, which I think this number will go down as more and more people will probably buy this Handshake miner. And actually, for those wondering about the price, it's about $32.99 on the Goldshell website, and also on Crypto Miner Bros, it's $36.99 in stock. So if we're looking at the prices of these, that's pretty steep, I'd have to say, for this type of ASIC miner that makes, this amount a day. Now, I want to do Siacoin. I want to show you guys the Siacoin results here. So let me just quickly switch the miner to that. Hold on one sec. Okay, I just switched to the Blake 2B Siacoin algorithm option. I hit apply. I added my Siacoin pool, and if we go to home, now we can see this thing is mining Siacoin at about, pretty much the advertised hash rate of about 2,900 gigahash. Now at the wall for the power, that's gonna be about, let's see, 3.03 amps at about 231 volt. So let's do the math. 699 watts. That's pretty much right on the money of what is advertised on Goldshell of what this is supposed to do in terms of hash rate and the power consumption at the wall. For Siacoin, that's awesome. Now, just to verify at the pool, I'm mining to F2 pool, and it showed up as well. It will take, I guess, more than 24 hours to get the average hash rate. which, like I said, I will do in another video. Alright guys, now just to finalize the current profitability of this thing on what to mine Siacoin, and I've entered in the advertised hash rate and power consumption, and let's just do calculate. And right now this thing makes about $2.70 at 10 cent kilowatt hour, and if you had free electric it would be $4.38 a day. And if you care about the yields, it would be 502 Siacoin a day or 15,000 a month. But I'm gonna say as more and more of these come on, it's gonna be much less. And I do have a separate wallet for Siacoin I will be mining to. Some of you guys remember that I did do another video on the Goldshell mini SC miner, and just to let you guys know, this thing is still going along, mining about $1.55, $1.43 USD a day. Looks like it's going down, but the yields are going to be going down as, I would say, as these Goldshell HS Lites come on the network. My little SC miner is going to be going less and less. So now I wanted to talk about the efficiency of the HS Lite compared to other, I guess, Siacoin ASIC miners. I will go through the Handshake ASICs as well, but for Siacoin specifically, the HS Lite falls pretty much at the very top in terms of the watt per gigahash here. If we were comparing it to the other Goldshell models, there's the HS3, HS3 SE, HS Box, HS5, but you can see these are relatively pretty much on par with each other. But the SC box, the Goldshell SC box, is a little bit tiny more efficient than the HS Lite. And some of you may have saw my review of the Goldshell SC box. I do have one. It is this little guy right here, or one of these two. They're the exact same look as like the Goldshell mini doges. Looking at the other versions of the Siacoin ASICs out there, which came out, I would say, a couple years ago or maybe a year or two ago, they are not as efficient, as you guys can see, as the numbers get higher and higher in terms of how many watts it takes per gigahash. Actually, I don't even know if these obelisks even exist. I don't think so, but they were the numbers I saw on ASIC Miner value. Now, let's talk about the Handshake numbers here in terms of the ASIC numbers. And looks like the HS Lite is a bit more efficient than the HS box, the little SC box. And it does look like the HS Lite is a little bit more efficient than the HS box by just a little bit there. I mean, they're all pretty close. Then there's this lonely Hummer Mars H1 I found on ASIC Miner value that does 88 gigahash at like 2800 watts apparently on Handshake, and so that is incredibly inefficient, and I don't think anyone has this anyway. But anyways, just to show you guys those numbers there of the efficiency, the HS Lite is the most efficient for Handshake mining at this moment. And yeah, for Siacoin it is the SC box and the HS Lite. They're all pretty good. Now, finally, I wanted to compare. You guys know I'm a GPU miner, and I just wanted to touch on real quick the profitability of, since I did talk about the profitability of mining Handshake or Siacoin, so $2.42 mining Handshake, and then for Siacoin mining on this HS Lite is about $2.70 a day after electrical cost. Now, if we were to compare it to a single graphics card, for instance, let's just say an RTX 3090, okay? We're just gonna check one of those, and you know, typically, you know, we can get about 120, 125 mega hash. I'm just gonna put 120, and we're gonna hit calculate, and at 10 cent kilowatt hour, same power consumption, mining Ethereum. At this moment, we all know Ethereum is gonna move away from proof of work to proof of stake, so be mindful of that. But a 3090 makes about $3.57 a day, okay? So you're looking at those numbers, comparing it to mining on Handshake or mining on Siacoin, right? The 3090 makes more, and so if you were to compare the price of this Goldshell HS Lite currently to an RTX 3090, which I believe a 3090 goes for less than, if not about $2,000, $2,100 right now at the time of recording this video. Price here, you can see, is much more than a 3090. So what do you guys think is better, a Goldshell HS Lite or the 3090? Of course, I guess Handshake and Siacoin, you know, these coins are, I haven't heard of them changing algorithm, right? So we all know Ethereum is going to be moving away in this year, potentially, maybe next year. And so long term, you're going to have to, you know, make your decision on if you believe in Handshake and Siacoin, if they're going to do well in the future for mining. And, you know, if you believe in these projects, then, you know, then this HS Lite may be a good buy or may not be a good buy. But it's incredibly efficient as of right now, as of recording this video. So yeah, this thing's pumping out a decent amount of heat, but it's quiet. It's definitely quiet. The other noise you guys hear is probably my HP server PSUs and my GPUs up top here. That is it, my friends. That's my little review of the Goldshell HS Lite. You guys let me know what you think of this quiet ASIC at home miner. After this video, I'm gonna turn this thing off and I'm gonna join it to the Wi-Fi actually, and then plug it in my like living room or something, and then plug it into a 120 volt instead of 240 volt, and then just see how this thing runs after a while. I will update you guys on in the 24-hour profitability video. Actually, I'll mine it for a couple days on both algorithms, and then yeah, I'll have another video for that. So when that video comes out, I will probably pin it in the comments below if you guys have not seen that. And if not, stay subscribed to the channel, and of course hit the notification bell. Thank you Goldshell so much for sending me this Goldshell HS Lite. I will be sending this to another YouTuber named DJ Mines in about a couple weeks after I'm finished my testing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, and peace out.